and welcome to a very special episode of Gazali right here on Prudent Media. I'm Heather, and with me today I have a truly inspiring couple. You may already be familiar with them. You may have seen glimpses into their lives on Instagram and Facebook. One's a redneck, yes, the other's very much a Goan. Along with their two sons, they are known as the Vernekars in America. Yes, with me today are Sohit and his beautiful better half, Jessica, here to share their incredible journey from cross-cultural romance to currently navigating one of life's biggest challenges. Hi, Sohit.
Hi.
Jessica. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to have you here today.
Pleasure.
Pleasure.
Jessica, it means even more to me that you agreed to come here. I know you're going in for major surgery next week. So thank you so much, so much for taking the time and being here.
You're very welcome.
Before we get into any of that, let's start at the beginning. Sohit, would you like to take us back to the very beginning, to where, the time that you all first met? Was it love at first sight? Tell us everything.
We actually did a video on our love story because that's the first question they always ask. How did you guys meet? And what's the love story? And what did you guys do? And my only thing is, when I was in the US, I had a sport bike, which if our followers watched it, they already know. But I had a sport bike, and I happened to go ride my sport bike with other buddies of mine to a store, like a shop or convenience store, to get some drinks and I guess some candy or sweets. And I happened to see her. She was right there with her aunt, which is her father's sister, and seen her. And when I got my stuff and I was going out, she asked me, "Hey, are you single?"
Oh,
And
Not me.
Not her, me.
My aunt.
She
Oh,
asked
okay.
me while I was paying. She was just there hanging out with her aunt, and she asked me, "Are you single?" And I was single. I didn't have no wife here. I didn't have no girlfriend here. I didn't have no girlfriend over there. So I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "My niece is single, and would you like a phone number?" Or she asked my phone number, and I think I gave her the phone number. She gave it to her, and
She gave him
yours.
mine and
Okay.
then took his. And then later on, I get a phone call from him. And I'm like, who is this
No, I
guy?
texted you first. I think I texted you first.
Maybe. I don't know. It's been
Text.
so long. We've been like
18 years.
Yes.
but 20 like total. But
Okay.
he called me and we talked for like 3 hours. Like literally like
Did you have
hours.
a lot to talk about?
After, first thing is we were like, when I texted her and when I called her and we said let's meet up, and she did not like guys who ride sport bikes because she thinks like
Dangerous.
people in the U.S. not here, in the U.S. are like dangerous riders, dangerous motorcycle riders.
Yes.
Because they go in through traffic and go
Okay.
crazy and stuff. And she asked me, "No, I'm not going with you." So I said, "No, I'll go slow. I'll take you for a ride." And I took on a first sport bike ride, and behind me there's a video on our channel.
Okay.
And she came with me, and I promised her I will not go fast. And we went, the place where we live in, there's a road right by the water where you can see the water and you can ride. And I took her by that road. It's called Indian River Drive.
Okay.
And we went for a drive, and that's when everything started.
Yes. So it was like an arranged date. So how in India they do arranged marriage, well, we had an arranged date by my aunt. Instead of Indian culture, it was like my aunt was doing the arrangement. So
I
kind of
guess.
cool.
And then what happened?
We started, talking, and I asked her out, and we were just, I guess, inseparable.
Yeah,
So-
we were together every day since then. We always were doing something together. So even if it was just quickly seeing each other before work or whatever, we were always together, always calling each other, talking to each other. And we've been together since then.
I would go meet her before work, and I would go meet her after
work, yes.
on my sport bike.
Yes, yes.
Because she had a curfew. She had
I had to
a
be home
curfew
by
in,
10 o'clock,
In
so-
US
Okay.
is her parents would not let her go out after 10 o'clock.
Yes.
You have to be home. Like, how we haven't go out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be home at 10. After 10, no. So she would say, "Oh, you have to come and see me before 10. 'Cause
Yes.
I got to be in the house."
Yeah.
So I would just go and say hi and whatever, and talk, and then I would go back.
Yeah.
And then we just then I had to go meet her parents and go from there. But then we eventually decided. First thing I did ask her was that because all my other buddies, as soon as they got girlfriends, the girlfriend told them, "You got to sell your motorcycle."
Oh, okay.
They were already
fine
controlling,
with
and I
them.
had told her, I said, if we get together, I would never sell my motorcycle. And
After
she said,
then, I
no, you do
enjoyed-
what you want. And I kept my motorcycle for 5 years, and then she let me buy another motorcycle, and then I
And then
bought
she
another.
got you to get rid of it.
Yes.
Once we had children, once you have kids, those
Yeah.
kinds of things are really not important because you don't have the time for them. But on
Your
his
priorities
own,
change.
Yes.
on
And
his own, he got rid of them. I never made him.
No,
I
she never told
enjoyed
me.
riding. I enjoyed riding with him
yes.
after.
We used to always
after.
go to in
But
Daytona.
slowly.
Slowly.
In Daytona Beach, there's a bike week, and
Okay.
I would always take her. And on my bike, we would go for a bike week and show her all the motorcycles and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, and we would. And then we eventually decided we would go back to Goa, get married in a traditional way, and then have kids instead of having kids before.
Yeah.
With our traditional wedding, and which we
Yes.
did. And my dad and my mom, we came down here. My dad and mom, we had a small function. We didn't do like a grand.
No.
Because people were over here, they were not open to.
Cross-cultural.
Us.
Yeah. So I didn't want to, what shall I say? I didn't want to embarrass my parents or whatever. So I said, let's just do a small thing. And but now we know it's like, I guess it's common. There's a lot of other people like me and like us. We
Yes.
thought there was none, but I see a
Okay.
lot of people now.
Yes.
So no, we got married here, and then once we got there, Hartish was born in 2016, and we decided to have another one. And 3 years later, and there comes
Yeah.
Lavesh,
Yeah.
So he's 3.5.
2.5.
He'll be
Okay.
4 in March. Or May. Sorry, May.
Both are born in May.
Oh,
Every time we would come to Goa,
It's like a little sprinkly powder over
They're
here.
both
Angel powder.
magic. The
yes,
magic.
in
Magic
my
powder.
parents' house, and they both were born. They both were, and that's why Hartish has made a reel on it. And he said, because I always tell him, you are made in India, but you're
Okay.
born in U.S.
Yeah.
And he said it on a video one time. I asked
Yeah.
him, and I was like
It was
surprised.
cute. Yeah.
That how he said that.
Yeah.
So yes, they are both made in India and made in Goa, and they are both born in U.S.
Yeah.
now you've already said, you spoke something about how, maybe you thought it would be embarrassing, or maybe, your parents. Did you find, what are the cultural differences? Did you think it was daunting to marry into a different culture?
No, first our parents did not like, which is normal. I mean, every parent would not want to see marrying outside.
Whether it's an American or even
Doesn't
anyone
matter,
else.
yes.
Yeah.
I've seen
Yeah.
other couples who try to hide the other half when they come to India or Goa.
But we didn't do that.
We didn't do that. I say, you know what? That's my wife. If you guys want to accept her, don't accept it. If not,
Yeah.
we don't care. But people also always give her the look, and I told her, I said, don't care, don't look at it.
And that's the main reason why I didn't want to have a big wedding, is because I didn't want to get those types of looks from
Vibes.
people. You know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to be a happy day. So you don't want those negative people
Negative
there
vibes,
around you.
Yes.
So why not surround yourself with the people that are happy for you on that day, right? Instead of having those people that are going to be coming negativity to see what they can pick out from the situation. You know what I mean?
So you had a traditional Hindu Goan wedding.
Yes.
With the priest, yes, with the priest and that
Puja
stuff.
and everything.
Over
yes.
here in
Did
Goa.
you, did you
in
also
Ponda.
have? Did you also have? Say, what about your family?
We had back home. too.
in the U.S. Yes.
Yeah, you had
yes.
you had another.
But not a
set.
grand one.
Not a great
Okay.
one. Both of them
Yeah.
were small.
Small.
We're not about that.
She doesn't like too much fleshy stuff.
And I don't like big crowds of people.
Okay.
You know?
If you noticed, she does not like to, I mean, if you see people in America or people from India, they go to the U.S. and they want to have Louis Vuitton and all kinds
I'm
of
fine with
bags.
Walmart.
She will buy a $2.
Target,
I
TJ
like her
Maxx.
shopping. That's why I am very
It's not
bad at
expensive
shopping.
at all.
No, she
I'm
does.
fine.
She does what's called bargain shopping.
I find good things at a reasonable price. You know what I mean? Like,
She's good at shopping cheap stuff, but the good stuff.
what's more important to us is having a nice house. Our kids having the things they need, not more or less materialistic things.
Materials.
Like, people ask me, because I made a video on the scooter that I got, the new scooter, and they were like, don't you miss your Mercedes back home? I don't. I never even hardly drove it. It's sitting
It's
in
in
my
the garage
garage.
sitting in there.
But it wasn't like, I'm not into those materialistic things. As long as I have a car that goes and my family's happy, I'm happy, you know?
That's all that matters.
So coming back
yes.
to the point, yes, in the beginning we did have little heat from our parents, her parents as well. But later on, I mean, eventually, you know, they realized that we are
Not going anywhere.
not going in, we are serious in this, you know, and we are, what's the word? Put into, engaged too much? Oh, well, I can't
I
get the
don't know
word.
what word you're looking for.
But yes, we did have heat before, but afterwards it all died away.
Yes.
Okay. Now you've been in Goa for a while now.
Mm.
What's the one thing you miss about back home?
Things are easier, one thing. I love Goa. But they do make things hard for people over here sometimes. Like when you need to get a driver license, you have to have like
All
50
kinds of paperwork.
every time you go, right? But in the U.S., they keep those things. So when you go back, they already have them, and you just have to sign, pay, done.
Okay.
So little things like that. And then maybe being able to like, just go to Walmart. I can get groceries, clothes, everything.
Under
like
one
house-
roof.
In Wonder Woman, yeah.
Here you have to go to different places, which I'm finding to be, I mean, I'm liking it now, you know, that I'm getting used to things. But those are like the only things. Otherwise, everything else is great. Yeah.
Is there anything you miss about America now that you're back home?
No, I mean everything. I mean I'm from Goa, so I mean I can do whatever I can do over here. I can do over here. I can do over there. Nothing wrong. But I guess food is the main important part here.
It's better.
Is better because everything is
Fresh.
fresher
Fresh.
and it's not processed.
Yeah.
Because if you want to buy veggies here in Goa, you go to the roadside guy
Yes.
and buy those. But in the US, it's opposite. If you want to buy fresh veggies, if you go to Walmart, it's going to be twice the price of a canned good. But a canned good here in Goa, it's probably going to be more money because they had
opposite,
to
Yes.
they had to spend time and energy to put it into the can and put it out for display. But yes, the expense is much more cheaper here in Goa
Than it is in the U.S.
for processed against fresh food.
Fresh food. Now you document a lot of your lives on social media. What inspired you to start this journey?
I
Our-
started it.
She started it first because
Cooking.
I would go to work and I would come home. I would leave the house at 8 o'clock
Yeah.
and come home at 6 o'clock, and you know the kids were growing up and she was having more time to herself, and she's like, you know what, I do all this stuff. Why don't I just record myself? So one day she made a video with him and Hartish making chicken chakudi and
Okay.
rice.
It was our first video.
And when I come home and she goes, hey, I made this video today. Do you want to see it? And I said, okay, show me. And I watched it. I was like, wow, it's impressive.
yeah.
Because we watch other people's videos.
Yes.
And when
Yes.
she showed me that, I was like, oh, that's amazing. So she put it on, and I was amazed how many people
It took off.
actually liked it, and they were amazed that actually people are engaging. And the what I mean by that is, it's not by just putting some stuff together and putting in a pot. She's actually doing it from scratch, like how we do in
Yes,
Goa.
the
like
masalas.
Yes,
Yes.
grinding the masalas. Because you know nowadays on Instagram you can see anybody who just
Yeah.
there's one guy you can see. You say, hey, here's my fish, and then somebody else's hand you can see making the food, but then he's not making the food.
Yeah.
Somebody else is.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she's actually showing the whole thing, and that's why she goes, you know what, I'm gonna do this, and I said, go for it. And I would
Yeah.
come home in the evening, and she goes, there's a nice meal prepared. I'm
And
like,
a video.
I am ready.
Yes.
And the perfection, you would think, and I told her, we're already going through, but she's going through her personal stuff. But I told her, so once everything is settled and done, we're going to cook an outdoor one day and invite some people, and they're going to taste the food. And,
Call me.
Yes.
and they will realize what I am tasting.
Yeah.
It is perfection to, 100%.
So food, there's such a lot of delicious food that you cook. You cook more Indian food than most, Indians, more than me, definitely. Where did you learn to cook? Who did you learn to cook from? Indian food, Goan food?
I taught myself by just doing lots of research, going online. And the food that he grew up with, I would specifically look for those foods that he grew up with, look for recipes, and I would just practice. And then he was my taste tester.
He doesn't cook.
He doesn't cook. Everybody thinks like he taught me or his mother taught
Yeah.
me. No
No.
one taught me. Us being together, as we told you, They weren't accepting as of, so there was no one to teach me. I taught myself. So I want to take pride in that it was me.
I
You
know.
know. But yeah, I just did a lot of research, and then I just practiced until
We had
made it right.
when we came here, we got married and stuff. It was a different vibe back then, but I had asked my mom, to show her some dishes and stuff, and my mom was a little hesitant. I said, okay, fine, if she don't want to. But my dad was open.
Yes.
He passed away in 2020.
Okay.
She loved him to death.
Yes.
But he passed away, and then he did show her one dish, which is what's it called?
Tomato sour.
Tomato
Oh,
sour, which
okay.
both kids love,
They
and
love
I
it.
also love.
Yes.
She'll probably has a video on there somewhere, but it's the best thing ever. But no, everything she has done a video on, she's learned by herself. I don't have nothing in it. I don't even know how to cook, and
He can make some eggs.
Does he clean?
He can clean.
Yes,
He can
of
mop.
course,
He,
of course.
he cleans the shrimp for me.
yeah, I
Or
mean,
he can clean the
After,
fish.
after you're done with the cooking, is he in charge of the
oh
cleaning?
yes. Otherwise, she's gonna hit me with the what you call it, balin, or a broom.
Yes, on the head. No, I'm just joking.
No, yes, of course.
We help each other out. Yeah.
Okay. So what's your favorite dish to cook?
Chicken shakuti.
And,
Hands down.
And what is it that, which of our Goan food, or what is your favorite Goan food to eat?
Same.
Yeah?
Love it. With
The
some
kids-
pao
the
or
kids
make a
too?
rose omelet. My kids love it.
Yes, Hartesh loves chicken shakuti, and now he's got a hang of this lepo uman.
Yes, he loves lepo
Oh.
woman.
Oh yes, he wants lepo. Now we made a video of going to the fish market, and he goes, "Dad, I want lepo." I said, oh, "Wow, okay," because his kaki got him hooked to lepo,
Okay.
which is my
Yes.
brother's wife.
Yes.
Anita, if you're watching, thank you. And they are with Anita now, but he is Kaki's big fan, and he loves it, and he wants now. He especially says, "I want lepo uman and I want lepo fry."
Because before he didn't like fish that had bone. He would eat a lot of flounder back home and things like that. But being here, he's
Because in the US, you don't get fresh fish like how we
Yes.
get here. You
Some.
have everything is processed. You would get kingfish, but then they cut the kingfish pieces so thick.
In pasta, as she loves to say.
Yes,
pasta.
but here they're so thin.
Okay.
And when you eat, the fish over there, the food over there is totally different than what you get over here.
Yes.
Everything is frozen. They get frozen shrimp. Shrimp is prawns, basically.
Yes.
And everything is frozen, but here everything is fresh. It
Fresh.
tastes different.
Yeah.
That's why he likes it more over here than he liked it over there.
Yeah.
They love being here more.
He enjoys it. He has so many friends.
Oh
He
my
has
God,
so many
he's-
friends.
I think he's lost how much
He's
weight?
lost a lot of weight being here
Yes.
because back home he was being homeschooled.
Okay.
So he didn't get a lot of going
He's
out
born
with kids.
he's
and playing.
born in COVID, no?
During COVID.
During
Okay.
COVID, yes.
Yes.
So he had to stay.
No, Lavesh is born during COVID.
But I mean, his school time.
School time started, yes.
I homeschooled him for 2 years because of COVID. I didn't. I was pregnant with a baby, and I didn't want to take a chance
True.
of him getting sick and getting me sick. So I homeschooled him, and he was inside. We didn't go out a lot. You couldn't go to parks during COVID. So he gained. He put on pounds because mom's always cooking. So, but now being here, he has so many friends in the complex where we live. He just rides his bike and plays with the boys, plays soccer. Yes, he enjoys.
And I did one thing I did with him was I made sure he spoke Konkani to me because I knew when we went to Goa, I did not want people to be talking about him, and now he understands. So if somebody speaks bad about him, I say, "What did he say?"
He picked it up
yeah,
so
he was talking
good.
bad about you.
Yeah.
He tells me on the spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I'm proud of myself for doing that because guys, if you guys are watching, please teach your kids our
Konkani.
Konkani
Konkani.
language. In English, yes, but Konkani, you have to know your local language.
Yes.
A lot of your following, is it Indian or is it American?
No, a lot of them are American who wants to learn to cook
Cook Indian food.
because a lot of them. We just posted a video on butter chicken and it has almost 1.5 million
That's
views.
the favorite foreigner food, Indian food.
That's what I
Yes,
said.
Yes.
and
Yes.
the people ask, and most of them are even Indian women who are asking, how much? I'm surprised. I don't know how you ask. Like, what's the quantity? How much?
Like how much of this, how
Turmeric,
much of
how much of
that,
this?
what's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ingredients?
And then, I mean, she can't reply to all the comments. So sometimes if I'm sitting on there and if I'm not doing my work, I'll just sit on there and say and ask them, babe, this guy's asking how much yogurt to put in there. What do I do?
Yeah.
And she'll say, okay, half a spoon or two spoons, whatever. And then
Yeah.
I'll reply to the
They
comment.
all want me to make a cookbook.
Okay, I think you should do that.
I should.
And
It's just with my situation right now, things
Maybe
are kind of
maybe a
halted.
little later. Yeah.
But
yes, people. I mean, we don't have TikTok here in India, but we have a TikTok in the US,
Account,
and
yes.
people on TikTok are asking. They are even ready to pay in advance. They're like, we want your cookbook.
So if
Okay.
somebody wants to help me make a cookbook, wink, wink.
Yes. So now you said a lot of your viewers are American, and I see you're battling cancer at
Yes.
the moment, and yes, that's a very personal fight, a very personal journey. But you're also documenting it, and I think what you're doing is truly inspiring. You're documenting your journey. You're making people aware of a lot of things. Did you think it was important to put it out there, and because it's a very private thing that you're fighting?
See, and that's what his family had said is, why is she documenting everything online? Maybe I can save someone's life, Like for me and for a lot of women, you don't get symptoms until it's too late, right? And by then, it may be too late for you to get treatment. But if I can just make awareness of what I experienced to people, or even people that have already been diagnosed, to show them the journey of what's next and what they're going to go through, I would love that. I would love to help someone.
My mom asked me, why are you showing all that stuff to people, like her cancer and stuff? And I asked her, I said, that's her wish. I cannot control it. I'm not going to be that husband and try to control it. If she wants to put it out there, let her put it out there. Because some of the other women had asked my mother, and mother asked me. And that's when I asked her, and she goes, no, I'm going to put it out there because to me, if some other woman can go up there and check herself and put it out there. And that's what she had an idea where she said, there's a lot of influencers right now in India who charge money to do a post about a business, blah, blah, blah. And she said, if there's any businesses out there who do scans or tests,
I'm willing to do
for
free promotion.
but as
if
long
they
as
will
the
help.
company is offering to the people something for free.
Testing or some
Yes.
screening.
Because
Which
some people can't
I
afford.
really loved it because she is not all about money, and she's always about helping other people. And that's when if any of your viewers has any business about saving somebody's life, or if it's a hospital, or if it's a scan place, or it's a blood test, or whatever it is. If you
Yes.
guys want our time to put it out there, she is willing to.
Yes.
Just let us know when, and as long as you guys are offering something in return to the
Public,
people,
Public.
yes.
Public, yes.
Yes.
You
So-
also made a video where you said something about, and since I'm saying this since most of your viewership is American, you went and you documented and you showed that our hospitals are clean. They're not dirty, as is most often the misconception.
Yes.
Our hospitals are clean. The treatment, the healthcare that we have over here is quite good, very good, in fact.
Yes.
So I think even making little things like this, making people aware of little things like this, it goes a long way.
Yes, because that's all the comments I'm getting from American followers is, I thought that India was dirty, but you are opening my eyes to what India really is. Like I told them, every country has areas that are not, that are dirty and areas that are clean. That's every country. But this is what it is. This is reality.
People think India is all dirty because I'll tell you who is at fault over here. All the other influencers who show people making bhel puris by digging their hands in their pants and stuff. We need to stop that.
That's
Because
what gives a bad perception.
What happens is they are doing this for views over here in India,
Yes.
but people outside are watching. There's the guy who does the tea by putting the tea and stick his tongue out. There's other influencers now in South America who are imitating him because now they are getting views. So we need to stop and show the good part. And people ask her all the time and they say, why India? Why did you go to medical treatment in India? US is the best. She will tell you what is best, because we were in the US hospital for 5 days. They charged her $105,000 dollars, which is almost about 80, 90 lakh rupees, just to stay in the hospital for 5 days, and all she got was what?
A couple of tests, and I didn't even get any answers.
No answers. And that's why we decided, we know what, let's just go, because I had a lot of our followers were telling me, just come to India, this is the best place. And I did some research, and I was like, you know what, let's
go
hop.
back home.
I bought the ticket one day before, and I packed the bags, and she's yelling at me now because I didn't pack enough
Clothes.
But I say, you know what, clothes, I don't care. Your life is more important to me than the clothes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We wish you and your boys all the strength, all the courage as you navigate the road ahead.
Thank you.
We look forward to what you have planned ahead for us, your cookbook. We're really looking forward to that one.
Yes, thank you.
Many thoughts, many prayers your way. Your surgery next week. We are praying for you.
Thank
All
you.
of Goa is.
Yes.
Thank you once again. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thank you for having us.
There you have it, the inspiring story of Sohit and Jessica. Let's send up thoughts, lots of prayers Jessica's way. She goes in for surgery, major surgery next week. From a chance encounter to 18 years and overcoming one of life's biggest hurdles right now. We wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you guys.
all
Thank
of you,
you.
for joining us here today. Sohit and Jessica's is a story. It's a testament to the power of love, resilience of the human spirit. This is Heather saying bye for today. Until the next one, keep watching Prudent Media.